to use for the sizing.
I've always said that I am a patchwork quilt of everything I've ever loved.
I'm sorry, I don't have any bread.
I love the collectible card game Magic the Gathering.
I love creating artwork that makes people feel at home in it.
A book called The Little Prince.
The video game Undertale.
By saying like I love and then like fishing or yeah.
I am an angler, not a fisher. I'm really passionate about it.
So much of who I am, down to the very marrow of my borrowed bones, does not fully belong to me.
I'm Tiffany Roberts and I own a dance studio called Dance Fusion. When I was 2.5, I started calisthenics. I did calisthenics because my mum did calisthenics. Dance is just in me, it's just part of who I am. Sometimes I'm like, oh, this is a lot of work. But then I couldn't ever imagine my life without dance.
I love Adventure Time. I've been thrown right back into my Adventure Time obsession because of the new series that's just come out, and I have a lot of feelings about it. Yeah, this was like before Netflix. Me and my brother would watch it together all the time. I think it's one of those shows that has kind of opened my mind a bit to what you can create in different ways to like communicate different bits of information. It makes me happy.
These once theirs, now ours parts belong to the things and the people that I love and have loved and will love.
Sarah, wave. Wave.
Very nice.
I take the bits and the pieces of these beloved things and I seamlessly sew them into the fabric of my framework.
Something that I really love and have loved for very, very many years is a book called The Little Prince. And honestly, it is still just as wonderful and touching as the first time I read it. I mean, I cry every single time, so that says something. And it has all of these tiny, tiny little beautiful messages left behind, which I like to think about and sort of integrate them into how I live my life.
I love K-pop, which is Korean pop music. So I dance like in my personal life, and knowing that dance is such a big part of K-pop, that kind of really drew me to it initially. Yeah, I'm a co-leader of a K-pop cover dance crew. We perform like in Rundle Mall and other places kind of mostly around the city, which if it wasn't for my friend who got me into K-pop, who then, because of that, I went to an event and then I found my very close friend now who I started the dance crew with. I wouldn't have her if it wasn't for K-pop, and even outside of this shared interest, she's one of my like closest friends, and I'm really glad that I met her.
And the quilt made from my patchwork existence keeps me warm in the colder moments, as when I look in the mirror all I see is the love I have for others.
Oh, I really love writing. I've been interested in writing most of my life. When I was 16, I started keeping a diary, and I kept that right up until when I got married, when I was 21. But intermittently after that, I would write down things that happened that were funny or interesting. So sort of on and off all my life, I've written things down. When we first started, a woman came and started our writing group for us, and she taught us how to write haikus. But then she went off to do other things, so we decided to keep the group going, and we just continued on from there, and it's just got bigger and bigger. I'll read you this if you like. Storm at Sea. In seething, surging seas and howling, gusting wind are heaving, rolling ships, awash and floundering. Now the sea is quiet and calm, wind no longer shrieks alarm. After the terrible storm, waves take on a gentle form.
The surf, the sound of the surf. Have you ever heard the sound of the surf? It's wonderful to hear, because the best part of fishing is when you're there alone and you're at peace with the sea, and there's nothing more beautiful than that. But also it's giving people the gift of fishing too. Like my family was always with me, many occasions fishing off the jetty, and it gives you great pleasure to see them when they catch the first fish. And you know, it's a joy. There's not many things in life that you can say is such a joy.
I find it easier to love myself when I see what of me once belonged to my many beloved things.
In the past, kind of prior to getting into K-pop, I struggled with a lot of motivation, like doing schoolwork, and that often led to me like handing in assignments late. I'd get worse grades. But once I realized that I could incorporate K-pop into school, I was like, hey, this to me is really interesting, so maybe I could write about this. And it's been the first assignment this year that I actually handed up on time.
At the end, when the little prince has to leave the fox talks about how when you meet someone, you sort of take on a responsibility of just like leaving a positive memory of yourself in their eyes for as much as you can.
Some don't see the beauty in proudly and intently being the things you love. Unoriginal, they say.
I love music. I love to travel.
I love playing soccer.
I love cooking.
I'd probably go with tennis.
What is something that you love?
Sport.
This argument has never made much sense to me. How can loving so deeply and fully it becomes part of you be anything but beautiful, I question.
I feel like it's made me feel more at peace. Being able to find a home in my art has made me feel more accepted in the general world.
I think I dance more than I walk, so.
It's just bringing a little piece of home with me, I guess.
It was the first book that I read when I did learn how to read.
Well, it gave me big muscles for a start. Kept me healthy.
This little pixel game has made me feel so many feelings that I need to go and like stare at the ceiling for a month.
Say it's probably made me, I would like to say, a better person.
It's just kind of changed my worldview, which is kind of weird to say.
Start talking about it, then I probably won't stop. And that's not something I want to just lay onto people.
You can talk to me about it all day.
I am the only me, even with my lost and found intently picked parts. The flavour of energy drink that I drink was recommended to me by a friend. The flavour of ramen I eat was shared with me at a dinner table. I make my coffee the same way that my childhood best friend does. I sit in a car with someone for half an hour and I pick up their mannerisms. To be loved is to be changed. I am the only thing this patchwork body knows how to be.
What is something that you love?
Surfing.
I love the TV show Scam Norway.
I love rock climbing and bouldering.
I love the Hatchetfield musical trilogy on YouTube.
I love shopping.
I love singing.
I love my girlfriend.
I love photography.
I love rock and roll.
I love my kids.
I love James Blunt. I love coaching.
I love karma.
I love learning new things.
I love lasagna.
I love music.
I love travel.
I love cooking.
I love adventure.
I love lifting weights.
I love dance.
I love Christmas.
I love cats.
I love Moses.
I love miraculous.
I love summer.
I love my friends.